Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. So I think we did the 36th verse last time, right? Yeah. Apichet, apipapebhya, etc. Did we see 37th also? Jnanagni Bhasmasat Kurate?
Not yet, Swami.
Okay. Alright. So the topic is continuing there. Okay, in the next verse also. Any questions or clarifications before I go ahead?
So, Swamiji, I do have a couple of questions.
Shoot.
Based on the last class.
Yeah.
In the last class, at one point you had mentioned that a wise person sees everything in them.
Yeah.
In another context, you have mentioned the wise person sees everything as himself.
Yeah.
So, is there a difference between in and as, or?
Yeah. In, when it comes to, it is used in similar sense. In, when it comes to what you call inert things, etc. You know, that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's all the same. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for that. Second question, Swamiji, was this was based on a conversation I was having with another fellow Vedantin. So the person was telling me that they're having like a back pain. And they said that now in such circumstances, how do I remember I am Brahman?
Okay.
And what I suggested, I wanted to check if my response was correct. So what I said was, look, this is not something to remember. You have to know your Brahman. Up until then, you manage the situation do what works to manage it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So pain, etc. Pain, illness, all this is, well, normally we'll say karmically. Okay. See, there are other reasons also why you get any health issue. Karma is one of them. So if you don't know why exactly it has happened, it's a karmic definition. Okay. Yeah. Or you can say genetically, whatever. The idea is, this is natural, it comes. It affects the body, definitely, and can make a big hassle as far as your body is concerned. At the same time, you know you are Brahman. And that knowledge is not out of sight, out of mind. Now, what I am saying will require a great amount of clarity in this knowledge. And you must have made it your own. Then after that, it is something like this. Let us say right now, all of us. We have a physical problem. Do we forget we are a human being? Not really. Okay? Yeah. So even as a karma yogi, you have a problem. You will accept it as something to be dealt with. You will say, it's happening to me. Why should it happen to me? Some karma must be chalo. I'll take care of it. I'll do what I can. This, as a karma yogi also this happens. As a wise person, it is a little bit more. Is a wise person inconvenienced by it? Yeah. It's something like this. You have a car and the car is giving problems. You know very well you are not the car. But are you inconvenienced by it or not? I mean, it's an old car. It's driving all right. You can manage. But you can't open her up. You can't raise her. Okay? You just manage to make the minimum speed on the highway. There are certain inconveniences in that car. But it's okay. Will do. Okay? So same way, the body, old body, some external aids are available like specs, hearing aid, etc. Sometimes I may have to do some spare parts also, knee replacement, etc. But it is manageable. No? Yeah, it's manageable, fine. So, it is not that I am having a problem. The equipment is giving some inconveniences. That's all. That's all. That way. Yeah. And then You will handle it. Yeah. Now, okay, let us say this wise person is pretty young. The wise person is pretty young. Will he go for the Paralympics after losing a limb or something like that? He may not be motivated for doing something like that, okay? Because you're non-competitive. What do you have to compete for? There's nothing to compete. So there is no real this thing, okay? Or you may compete also. Like about 20 years back or more, I was in a martial art tournament. Just before I took the ropes, okay, I was in a martial art tournament. Me and a competitor, I know those times I used to do a lot of corporate training. I don't compete to get a corporate job. I mean, a training program. I'll say, no, if you have to, I have to come and make a presentation for that, forget it. Give it to whoever you think is best or whoever is willing to come and make a presentation. You know about me, you have heard about me. If you are happy with me, please call me. I am not a competitor. I won't compete with somebody else. That's a sadhu thinking, okay? That you are a non-competitor. But then why a tournament is all about competition? Because my sensei said, these youngsters are getting too arrogant. Show them what an older person can do. I want their arrogance to come down. Okay, now this is a teachable moment. Okay, this is to teach something to the youngsters. Don't be so cocky and all. So that is it's in such situation a wise person, that is presuming I am one, okay, may enter a tournament. Why? It's okay, Baba. It's something youngsters have to learn a few things. Yeah, learn. So if you can show them something, it will be good. So other than that, wise person is non-competitive, non this. So even with the problem, it's the same attitude. It's okay. I mean, he's not going to lament. Arey yaar, what my eyesight was once upon a time. Out at sea. Before the lookout who's posted higher can see, I would pick up things on this thing, on the ocean. Before the lookout could see, I could see. My eyes were so good. Now I can't see the glint of the gun from the glint of the sea. Not skipper like Nelson from Lubbers like me. You'll make fun of the whole thing. But it's okay, Baba. Functional. Yeah, you have to do that. So nobody is going to lament, yaar, Buddha ban gaya. You'll make fun of the whole thing. So that type of issues will be there. Some inconveniences, of course, is inconvenienced. You're going for a meeting and you forgot your hearing aid. It's an inconvenience. Happens. Is it are you going to feel less about yourself because of that? No. Are you getting the idea? This is how a wise person functions. Okay. Functioning will be compromised. Even handling pain, etc. If you know your Brahman, you should not have any pain. What happened? All your nerves were died off, bro. What? Because of self-knowledge, did all your nerve endings die? No. You'll experience pain. Of course, it will be there. But Bhishma could. All the arrows he could point out, which was Arjuna's arrows, which was Shikandi's arrows. And that is because he was martial art trained. One of the greatest warriors in the land. That level of training and things like that, of course, you'll also do it. Yeah. So, otherwise, A person who has not gone through the training, of course, pain will be there. He may say, ouch, even for an injection. It's an injection, what are you saying, ouch? It's ouch. That's all. He's not going to be scared, worried about any. He has to go through a surgery. Okay. Like one of my friends, Guru Bhai's, emergency appendix surgery, and all the people have come there for a camp. So he called a friend of another batchmate, Guru Bhai, and said, hey, take the camp. Samji, you will be there for halfway through the camp, they will allow you to come home. That is if I am coming back. Anyway, you start the camp. He died on the table. He died on the table. Is there worry? They said, if I am coming back, you already had an intuition that he is going to go. It's okay. These things happen. What's the big deal about it? To be able to take things as no big deal. Classical example is my own guru. People used to come and ask him in the last couple of years of his life, Swamiji, how are you doing? I mean, that's not a question to ask him at that stage. And he would laugh and he'll say, who's that? Okay, now I can see you. I compromised. My hearing is also compromised, okay? Heart, of course. Kidneys are fired. But I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah. Equipment is failing him. Yeah. And then Rishikesh decided, he came back. Enough. Stop all treatment. Time for me to go.
Swamiji, actually there is a continuation of this line of thought. So as a Vedantic student, there are two approaches that you give a secondary importance to your body and thoughts and all this. But in the process also, the other way to look at it is that the upkeep of the body and the thoughts is also equally important.
Yeah.
To pursue your Vedantic.
Yes. No, it's made a good point, What the point he's making is, as a student of Vedanta especially, it's important to take care of the body. It's an important point. Most of us tend, in the name of wisdom, tend to ignore the body. Many of us sadhus do that. That is not healthy. Why? It's an equipment, keep it in good condition. No? As a student, should this body not serve you enough until you get some nishtha, rootedness in this knowledge? Should you postpone it for another janma? No, this janma itself hona chahiye. So take care of the body so it lasts long enough in good condition so that you can study and get rooted in this knowledge. I think even as a teacher you should take care of it. You don't want to be a burden for others. Not that many students will feel it's a burden, like none of us felt it was a burden to look after Swamiji. I'm not too sure in my case what it will be, but whatever, I'll take care of it. So I won't become a burden. Okay, God willing, okay, I won't be a burden for anything. So that much for a student definitely important. Even for a teacher, I think it's important. Take care of the body, etc. Like a friend of mine, based in Chennai, he doesn't cook. No cooking happening. Why? Because every meal, either some student is taking him home or some student is bringing food to where he is staying. Okay. So his kitchen is completely defunct. Okay. You won't even find a cup of tea in that kitchen. But eating, even in a student's place, morning, evening, because when you're called, even if you say food, no, I like simple food, etc., there will be something special because he's coming after a couple of months. He's got so many students. He's coming after a couple of months. So there will be a little sweet. There will be some starter, some fried item will be there. Something will be there. I mean, after 2-3 months, a person is coming. Your friend comes home after 3 months. Will you not make something little special compared to your day-to-day thing cooking? Ho jayega. So now how will he take care of his health? He's got no control on what he's eating. He decided no breakfast. I won't have breakfast. So make up for it. So somewhere you have to take care of the body. I'm giving the idea that whether you are a teacher or a student even more so, take care. In fact, the Shastra goes so much to say, Shariram Adi Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. Body is to be handled first. Why? Dharma Sadhanam it is. It's a sadhana for Dharma. Of course, in the name of sadhana for Dharma, don't be so comfort oriented. No, the body should be tough, strong, be able to take the stress and strain of things. That is what you do with the body. Not comfort orientation. Make it tough, make it strong. Make it capable of handling things. Yeah. Get some amount of hardiness into yourself. It's not about whether you can go to the gym and lift 100 kilos over your head. That is not the question. That hardiness. Physical hardiness to be able to put up with things and say, no problems. Anyway, I think I spent enough time on that question. Yeah, okay. So back now, we are doing verse 37. Okay, chapter 4, verse 37. He is continuing that thing about taking care of your papa karmas, etc. And he says, Yatha indam se samidagnihi basmatas kurute arjunaha jnanagni sarva karmani basmatas kurute tatha. Yatha samidagnihi indansi basmasat kurute. How a well-lighted fire, a well-lit fire. You're lighting a fire for a yaga or something, well-lit, and you put a lot of wood into it. How the fire, basmasat kurute, reduces all that firewood into basma at the end of it. By the end of the yaga, what is left behind? Ashes, that's all. Okay, that's all that is left behind. Similarly, he says, Jnanagnihi, the fire of knowledge, Sarva Karmani, all your karmas, Basmasat Kurute Tatha, reduces all your karmas to ashes. Just give you an example. Why? All karmas are based on avidya. It is based on your ahankara. That itself is negated. What do you mean by all karmas? All karmas can mean everything you have done. Technically, all your karmas are divided into 3 groups, 3 categories. You have lived many lifetimes. Once you understand the idea of rebirth, etc., many lifetimes you have lived. Every lifetime, 80, 100 years, whatever. Or prehistoric time, maybe less. Before civilization came about, lifespan is maybe 50 years, 40 years. Because risks were more, Risks were more. So, hundreds of karma you have done. In all these lifetimes, you have done hundreds of karma. 80% of the karma phala was immediate. Because it's not that all karma you are going to get phalam only next lifetime. That means what? If I do some exercise to lose weight, I will get the phalam this lifetime or next lifetime. By the look of it, next lifetime, I'm not losing weight. There are other issues involved. Exercise alone is not enough. But whatever. 80% karma phala right here itself. Maybe 10%, 20% carry forward. But countless lifetimes from the beginning of time. Why? Avidya, no? Avidya is beginningless. So from the beginning of time onwards, we have been doing karma. So carry forward. Now we are all very rich. We have a whole lot of karma standing in our account. Sanchita karma. This is called Sanchitam. All the karmas in my account. My savings across lifetimes. And that can be a lot, It can be a lot. It is like how when you start working, you start contributing a few thousand rupees to your PPF, that keep renewing. Over the next 50 years, what happens? You build up quite a backend. So same way, here also, every lifetime 20%, and countless lifetimes, you are very rich karma-wise. And the karma is a mixture anyway. You have done good, bad, ugly, everything you have done. So it all comes. Some of it fructify to give you this body and this life. Prarabdha karma, that is called. Prarabdha. Some of it. The type of people you will meet, your parentage, where you are going to be born, all that. It's karmic. Who are the type of people you will meet in life? And if you are going only by your horoscope, what type of person you will get as a partner in life? Your karma, you ask for someone like this, okay? Karmically, you ask for someone like this. All this is prarabdha karma. Of course, you have the freedom, what you are going to do with it. That is your purushartha. But purushartha creates fresh karma. Again, in this lifetime, you do a lot of things. Lot of it you get right here only. Some is called agami. You will get, but after 10 years, after 5 years, after this thing. This is called agami karma. What is going to come into your future, in the future. You have done it now, correct? But the result will come later. So now you have Sanchitam, Prarabdham, Agami. 3 types of karma you have. All of them he says, Basmasat kurute. Jnanagnihi Basmasat kurute. Because for the wise person, there is no karma left after that. If you know the truth, there is no karma left. Not even Prarabdha karma. Prarabdha karma is for what? For this mind and for this body, not for me. Not for me. And pure consciousness, where is karma for consciousness? But generally, because the wise person, that consciousness is associated, is manifest in this body, we will say Prarabdha continues. But you can put a stop to it anytime you want. Sit in Samadhi and go. What will happen to the Prarabdha? Gone. Yeah. Who said you can't put a stop to it? The sadhus have done that. I know sadhus who have done that. Or take Jala Samadhi, walk into the Ganga and keep walking. Okay. How long will you walk? You keep walking until you and the Ganga become one. Jala Samadhi it is called. Or give up eating. All these are allowed for a wise person or a serious seeker. These are allowed. Okay? Shastrically allowed. This is not considered as suicide. Okay. So now, all karma is gone at one stroke. What are you left behind with? Your consciousness. Your body will continue for some time. So it looks for others that prarabdha is there for the person. It is there for the body. It is there for the mind. And prarabdha can come in various forms. Part of the prarabdha is the type of students that come to you also. Yeah.
But here one question comes.
Yeah.
Let's say what happened in Kashmir, or a big earthquake where
Yeah.
thousands
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
So it cannot be said that the prarabdha of all those people
Yeah.
are equal.
No, all the so what happens in a natural calamity? You'll always find in a natural calamity, a lot of people died, but some people are rescued out. They saved. Why? Their prarabdha is not to die in that. Their prarabdha is to go through that issue, but not to die. So that much difference is there. Look at what happened in Pahalgam. One family got delayed to go because they were eating and the food was too salty, so the guy said, I'll make it fresh and give it to you. So that delay, they were saved. What is that?
For all the people who died,
Yeah, prarabdha. That is time was a
similar prarabdha.
It is on one level, it is a prarabdha of the people. On the other level, it is the abuse of free will by the perpetrators of the crime, by the terrorists. Both come into the picture. In a situation like this, the terrorist attack, it is abuse of free will by the terrorist and the prarabdha of the people that they had to be there at that time and place. Half an hour this side, that side, they would have been off. What is the difference between life and death? Maybe 15 minutes or less. Like this family who were delayed over food, 15 minutes delay. You are okay. So there is an element of karma in it. Or an earthquake happens, building collapses. 5 people in the family wiped out, 1 kid survives. There is no reason why he should have survived there, because the whole family collapsed. He was there in that building collapse, but he survived. His prarabdha was to go through that experience, live and handle the whole thing, the trauma afterwards. That is his prarabdha. Yeah. So both are involved in it. There is no issue in life which is purely prarabdha or purely karma, purely your free will. Nothing like that. It's always a mixture. The one level of prarabdha, the situation is your prarabdha, your response to the situation is your free will. It's a mixture, always a mixture. So the result also will be like that. So the result of your action now will be your prarabdha for the future. Which one you respond to that will be your free will. So all of life is like this. So all that karmas for a wise person gone, he says, are burnt in the fire of knowledge, because all that stands in the account of the ahankara, the jiva. Jiva is gone. No more jiva. What is there? Consciousness. Appears like a jiva. That's all. Therefore, it appears that there is prarabdha. Because for the body and mind, there is prarabdha. You can't avoid that. So what do? Prarabdha miha bunjiyatam. Go through the prarabdha. Okay. Yeah. There are some karmas which you can do to alleviate some of the prarabdhas. That's also there. Those are all shastric karma, etc. I want to do that, do that. Okay. Some teachers say that even if you are a good karma yogi, jnani to definitely, you will not do any special karmas like that to alleviate an issue. I don't agree with that. It is shastric. If you want to alleviate a karma, you can do. If you can eat, you can do the karma also. Well, I am a serious student of Vedanta and I am going through a lot of issues in life. And I know these are because of these issues and there is some solution available for them. Take it. I mean, there is this idiot who actually told a Guru Bain of mine. This Guru Bain had cancer. So, she had already delayed the diagnosis for some time. So, because of that, the treatment was a bit elaborate. Okay? Surgery plus chemo plus radiation. All 3 was necessary. Should I take it or let it be? So this champion actually tells her, no, it's prarabdha, na, go. And she's in her 50s. So I said, well, are you going to stop eating? Are you going to go sit in samadhi and go? He said, no, I don't know how to do that. Then take the treatment. That's also part of your prarabdha. You have to go through the treatment. Cancer treatment is bad. So you are burning up some of your karma. Let it burn up. Prarabdha. She's fine now. So these are all mistaken ideas. Then prarabdha, you should not eat also. No, you should just sit in one place, like a rock. If food comes to you, eat. If food doesn't come to you, don't eat. Are you doing that? No, no. You're not doing that. Supposing someone is sending you food. अरे यार आधा घंटा delay हो गया. Should I phone and check up? Or should I not phone? This will come as a thought anyway. And if the food comes, if prarabdha, eating will happen. Do you say that or do you eat? Prarabdha, it automatically go inside. That's why don't push this thing too far. Okay? You're a human being. You're manifest as a human being with hands and legs and a head and something inside also. Hopefully, use it. Yeah, use it. Use it, okay? Yeah. Now, if you have some problem and you deliberately choose not to treat yourself, that's a different thing. Like a junior of mine, Brahma Vidya. Our names always people confuse. Brahma Vidananda and Brahma Vidyananda. He was in Rishikesh. Suffering from ill health. So they literally dragged him to the local hospital there. There's an All India Institute of Medical Sciences started there. So they said, oh, you'll have to go through a bypass surgery, this, that, etc. It's in very bad condition. He said, forget it, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to. But Swamiji, you will get a massive attack and you will die. No, let it be, I'm willing to go. He chose it. It's a conscious choice on his part. He has admitted he just walked out of the hospital. Then came back. And within a week he went. Could he have lived longer with a bypass? I think so. Can he be 100% sure? Nobody can be 100% sure about life and death. He could have gone on the table also. He chose it. It's an individual choice. And you can't say, this is how it should be done or that's how it should be done. Your karmic things for you is gone with the knowledge. Why? Not because the karma comes to an end. Because the karta is no more there. Karta bhokta is not there. Karta bhokta is mithya. What is there is only consciousness. So for the mithya karta bhokta, there is mithya karma, let it happen. That's how the whole thing is. Okay? Therefore he says, Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate tat swayam yoga samsiddhihi kalenatmani vindati. Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate. There is nothing equivalent to knowledge. Jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate. A purifier. Okay? Because you have done something wrong. There is prayaschitta karma available. But by the time you do prayaschitta karma, some damage has already been done. Okay? Plus, the karta bhokta still survives. You feel guilt and you feel you have to take care of it. You feel hurt with respect to what others have done and you feel you have to take care of it. Now, because of that, you manage your mind. There's always some hurt and guilt left. Okay? You go for therapy. You manage. That's all, managing the mind. Are you completely free from guilt and hurt? The therapist will say, you'll never completely get over your trauma, okay? Now, why am I coming to you? What you're telling me, I know. I can take care of it myself. No, therapy helps, okay? But there's always a residue there left. Whereas here, what it is? For a prepared mind, and it's important to stress for a prepared mind, you understand the truth. You are no more karta bhokta. Where is pain, where is guilt, where is anger? All that's gone. Why? Because the karta bhokta itself is not there. What is there? Limitless consciousness. And now functioning as though I am karta bhokta. Playing the role of a karta bhokta. So on the role, on the stage I got angry, on the stage I cried, on the stage I did this, I did that. Are you held responsible? Are you held accountable? No more. Yeah. You got angry with somebody on the stage and had a good dust up. Bang the guy down, he banged you, you banged him. And after that, after the play is over, what? Both of you have a cup of coffee together. Or why there? It happens in the ring also. No? You go bash each other up, and after that, what? You go and say, have a drink together. It's a game. It's a play. If you can do it there, in real life is same. What different is it? Karta bhokta has become mithya. Therefore, karma, guilt, hurt, pain, everything has become mithya. Karma phala is mithya. Because karma phala is of two types. Okay, this also I have to clarify. Because if you read Buddhist literature, you will get stuck with these issues. One, karma phala is what's happening outside to you. This is our main focus. I have done, I have to receive something. I have done to the world something, I have to receive something from the world. This is the main thing. The other effect of karta bhokta is your mental reaction, what it happens in your mind. There are some mental reactions also. Some samskaras are formed. You kept repeating an action, there is a samskara formed. The cultural conditioning that is formed. That's also karma phala. The Buddhists will focus only on what's happening inside. When they say we can get rid of all karma through this, etc., they are meaning here. They are not meaning the outside world. Those of us who are exposed to some Buddhist forms of meditation, Tai Chi, Qigong, etc., they'll all say that we'll get rid of all the karma through these practices. What's happening inside, not what's happening outside. I had a friend. He would keep getting into accidents. Okay. So I told him, hey champ, this is purely karma. This repeat. Every 3 years you have to get into an accident means this is karmic. The pattern is very, very clear. No, I'm doing all these practices, I'll take care of it with that. I said, all these practices will take care of what's happening inside your mind, not outside. So if finally he listened to me and he came and did some prayaschitta karma, and for the last 10 years he is free from all accidents. I was every 3 years. I said pattern it would repeat. So, what is inside, what is outside, both are karma. Jnana agni bhasmasat kurte. The fire of knowledge burns it all up. You have nothing left. Vijaya has a question. You are muted. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'm not very clear about the differentiation between the what you said just now. Can you elaborate?
What is inside and outside?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, when you do a karma, is there not a samskara created? A response, an internal response to that karma. Where have you disappeared? I can't see Vijay Lakshmi here. Okay, she's there. Yeah. So there is always an internal response. You keep repeating a same action 2-3 times, what will happen? Becomes a habit, no? So that habit there is there in the mind is also karma phala. That's also karma phalam, no? Because you wouldn't have got it without that. So that's the samskaras. How are habits created? Repeatedly doing the same thing. And if you get too emotionally involved in the same thing, then it can become an addiction. Even with a cup of tea or coffee, if you're too emotionally involved, Arey yaar, maja aata hai. Hey, I want a cup of tea. Chalo. But then you see some people reveling in the whole thing. Tea, coffee, etc. If you are addicted to, there is no major issue. Unless you go into those areas where you don't get them. So all these samskaras inside is also karma phala, in a way. Yeah. We don't put so much of focus on that because that is things that you can manage in your own way. We focus mainly on the outside, and the Buddhists focus always on the inside only. Because for them everything is inside, there is nothing outside anyway. So that is the difference. Okay. Therefore, nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyati. Nothing else. That is a purifier like knowledge. Tat swayam yoga samsiddhi kale atmani vidyati.
Thank you so much.
Tat swayam, this person whose yoga samsiddhi, who has led a life of karma yoga and got his mind ready, yogena samsiddhi, who has achieved what yoga can give you. What can yoga give you? Chitta vritti nirodha, mastery of the mind. So that once you have gained that, kalena, in time, atmani vindati, you gain this knowledge. How, etc. He has said it before. Tad viddhi pranipatena pariprashnena seva. All that he has said. Go to your teacher and learn. All that he said that before. So when you do that, take care of the mind. So what is in your hands? Take care of the mind. And see that you learn. That's it. Learning what you have to do. Expose yourself to the teaching. That's it. Yeah. Expose yourself to the teaching. Things will happen. Kalena atmani vindati. In time, atmani vindati. You will find this knowledge in yourself. Manifesting in yourself. Why yourself? Because what is the final knowledge anyway? The thought of recognition, isn't it? The teaching is there. But inside I have to conclude, yes, that is true. I have to validate that knowledge here. No? And that, therefore, atmani vindati. In yourself, you gain it. Then another verse he gives for that. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatparas samyatendriyaha jnanam labdva param shantim achirena adhigacchati. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Very important statement here. Unlike modern education. In modern education, you are expected to have a little bit of a skeptical mind. Because modern education, whether it is social sciences or hardcore science, it's a series of discoveries. And every fresh discovery, minimum, modifies the previous knowledge. Minimum. Correct? Sometimes completely overturns it also. Completely overturns also. So, if I take the previous knowledge as God's truth, I will not be able to discover something new. Therefore, a healthy skepticism is necessary in all these disciplines of knowledge. When it comes to Vedanta, it's the other way around. In Vedanta, there is a finality. Your limitless consciousness is the finality. That the Shastra will give you that knowledge also is a finality. Yeah. By the Shastra, I mean whichever book in any corner of the world, if there is a teaching that unfolds that your pure, limitless consciousness, that is Vedanta. So that teaching is what delivers the goods. Also, there is a finality. So you have to trust it enough. What is Shraddha? The trust that if I look into the Shastra, I will know myself. Remember my old example? Do you have change for $100 in your pocket? In your wallet? I don't know. I'll check and tell you. You don't know whether you have change for $100. But you are very sure of one thing, that if you look, you will know. That is called Shraddha in your eyes. The trust, the confidence that is there in your eyes, if you look, you will know. It may be there, it may not be there, but either way you will know if you look. The same trust given to the Shastra. If you look, you will know. What supports it? Hey, the teaching sounds logical. Okay, that's good. Hundreds of people before me, generations after generations of generations, there has been wise people in this country. Therefore, it should be working. That Shraddha, that confidence, that trust in the Shastra, extend it to the teacher, because you need somebody to explain the Shastra. Because the Shastra is not just the words printed, it's the methodology of unfolding that happens. Therefore, Shraddhavan Lavate Jnanam says, you have Shraddha, you will get the knowledge, not problem. Because you are willing to look into it, you are willing to do what it takes. Okay. But Tat Paraha, are you committed to that? Shraddha is there, but are you committed to that? Number one. Number two, Samyutendriyaha. Have you mastered your mind? They are saying about sense organs, but sense organs relatively is mastering your mind, not the sense organs. By implication, it becomes mind. Why? Because you have mastered your mind. Otherwise, you will let anything and everything draw you away from the knowledge. In a city like Bombay, on a Saturday evening, there are 100 things that can keep you away from this class. And only one thing that will keep you here. Why? You want to know the truth. I mean, in a city like Bombay, on a Saturday evening, come on, yaar. There's so many things I can do. I know that. That's why I keep the class a bit early on Saturday evenings. So that by 6 o'clock you're free. You can still do the other things. Because other things don't start at 6 o'clock. They start after that only. I mean, I'm talking about a music program or something. That starts at 7 o'clock. Other things also start after that. Other spiritual things also will start after that only. I don't know, Saturday, what time does happy hour start in Bombay? Anyone knows? Not before 6 anyway.
It
Yeah.
starts
7, I
before
think.
6.
7.
It starts before 6.
Yeah. So you still have up to 7 o'clock or something for happy hours. So, not a problem. Okay. Yeah. Therefore, Samyutendriya, mastery of the mind important. Okay. Then, Jnanam Labdva, having gained the knowledge, Param Shantim Achirena Adhigacchati. How long does it take? Once you gain the knowledge, you said you are at peace. Why? Because what is it to disturb you? There is nothing other than you to disturb you. Another thing is nothing but manifestations. As manifestations are mithya, what are you being disturbed by? Tell me. What are you disturbed by? You know, Jesus Christ used an expression, the peace that passeth all understanding. He used an expression like that. I would say the peace that passeth all your experience. Because our experience of peace is what? When there is no disturbance. This is the peace of the self which is there in spite of all the disturbances. What is the disturbance? The world impinging on you, isn't it? Whole world enters you, how? Sight, sound, etc. Isn't it? It enters you as a thought. The thought is born in you awareness, dies down into you awareness. How can the thought displace the peace that you are? So you are always at peace. You are not peaceful because you are not thinking. You are not peaceful because you are not doing anything. You can do 100 things and still be at peace. The expression very often used for this is the calm storm in the midst of all activities. Swami Chinmayanji used to love this expression. The calm storm, the center of the storm, always calm. Storm is raging around, center is always calm. No, it's a beautiful experience. It has to be really experienced. When you face a storm like that, okay, you're on a ship and you're caught up in the storm. But you will not be, as a ship, you can't afford to be static in a storm. You have to move forward. So you go through the storm. If you can't run away from the storm, you go through the storm. So suddenly you'll find you have burst through the outer wall of the storm and come into the interior. Suddenly everything becomes peaceful. I mean, there are waves, but just a swell now. It's not the storm, raging waves, no, just a swell. Wow. Is the storm over? No, the other wall is still there. But the calm center. A storm of activities all around. So you are thinking furiously, you are acting, you are this, but you are at peace. You are centered. You are fine. The calm center in the storm of all activities. Param Shanti. That's why it's called absolute Shanti. Not the relative Shanti of, okay, I'm sitting down quietly here, doing nothing, not thinking of anything. That is easy. That's taking a break. This is not that. This is, you are in the midst of activities, but you are at peace. But you are not thinking, you are constantly thinking about it. Yeah. So when should thinking be a disturbance? Worry can be a disturbance. Anxiety can be a disturbance. Thinking? How is thinking a disturbance? That's you. Thinking is natural for the mind. So when the mind has to think, it will think. When the mind need not think, it will not think. So if you are thinking, that's not a disturbance. So Param Shanti. When you gain the knowledge, the Shanti is natural, he says. Achirena adhigacchati. In a short while you get it. Why? You have mastered your mind. Okay? You have got the trust to look into the Shastra. You are looking into the Shastra. You have got a Sampradaya with Acharya with you, from whom you are learning. Kitna time lagega? Some time. Can you put a timeline on it? 3 years, 5 years. भाग जाएगा सब. You can't put a timeline because it depends on each person. How well prepared you are, how committed you are, how well you are understanding things. Sometimes I want to attend a class every day. Beginning, don't try it. It will be too much for you to handle. Mind cannot take that much. After some exposure, I tell children, or try with a couple of classes a week, some reading, etc. But full time, if you are ready to be full time, then it's a different picture. Yeah, that's like our camps. The intensity of our camps, how long can you take it? 1 week, 3 days. Don't keep it going. Well, because that's how it is. It shakes you up too much. You take it in small. So, therefore, it takes some time. Achirena adhigacchati. In time, you will get it. Chiram means long time. Achiram, not a long time. Soon. Swamiji, this will take my whole lifetime. That's also soon. No? How many lifetimes you have lived without this knowledge? Millions. No? Millions of lifetimes I lived without the knowledge. I am not thinking of all that. So let it take a lifetime. Kya farak pada? You are not putting your life on hold. Everything is going on. Along with that, you are learning also. That's called Karma Yoga lifestyle. Everything is going on and you are learning also. So nothing is put on hold. Therefore, you will get it. In the modern world, this is important to understand. That time factor. I told you all the story before, I think. I was taking a class in a student's house in South Bombay. So she had called a lot of her friends also to come to the class. Many of them sat in the class. So in the first day, when introducing the whole thing and having a discussion, some of them asked, Swamiji, how long will the whole Gita take? I said, the whole Gita, we are doing verse by verse by verse. I'll take 3 years. Oh my God, 3 years? I said, yeah. 2 people dropped out. They were both the host's friends. They dropped out of the class. I said, okay, no problem. Okay. And the friend told me, Swamiji, they thought 3 years was too long a commitment. I said, yeah, I can understand that. So at the end of 3 years, I asked this host of mine, I said, please check up with your friends. What did they achieve in these 3 years that they would have not achieved if they had come once a week for the class? So she said, yeah, I'll ask them. She asked them. Swamiji, they're very sheepish, nothing. I said, exactly. So it seems to take time. Yeah, sometimes. I personally thought this knowledge will take all my life. But after a few years in Rishikesh, Swamiji said, enough. You know enough. Go confuse the people in Bombay. I said, okay. I can do that well. That was years ago. So that is it. Okay. Therefore, Achirena adhigacchati. Then there is some 3-4 verses left that we will see next class. Good place to stop. Okay. Om Tat Sat.
Thank you.